I have. We've had a lovely time.
You've got a different colour.
I know, it's called a suntan.
Oh, do birds get suntans?
No, they don't. Your feathers protect you.
I bet you'll be surprised when you go out, Mrs. Waters. I said you would be, because loads has changed in just a week.
Has it really? Well, do you know, I've beaten you out there, Beaky. I've been and seen, and you're quite right. It's amazing how it's all changed. You see what I have on this stick here? Where is it? There, look. A bee, a very large bumblebee, has just climbed onto my stick and is walking its way closer to me. Now, I'm sure that bee won't hurt me, but I am going to send it out of the greenhouse because I'm rather annoyed by the buzzing it makes when it starts to fly. Let's see if we can get it out of the greenhouse. Off you go, little bee. Fly away. There it goes. Let's go see what we've got.
Oh, wow. Look at this, Mrs. Waters. It's like a greengrocer's shop.
It is, Beaky. It's amazing, isn't it? Now it's almost, well, we're getting towards the end of summer, and when all the children go back to nurseries and schools, they might even have a harvest festival. Because
what does harvest mean?
Well, it means to gather in, and I've gathered in all sorts, just a little of what we've managed to grow this year, right from scratch, right from little seeds and on the trees. Let's have a look at everything we've got. First of all, we've got these amazing mushrooms, haven't we? Now, we're still not sure whether we can eat those.
You've got to wash your hands.
I know. But they are growing on the farm. There's another one, look. Okay, they've got these gorgeous frilly underskirts underneath, haven't they? Yep. And we've got the rhubarb, look.
What have you done with the rhubarb?
Well, we've made jam, and we've had rhubarb crumble and rhubarb pie. It's been lovely. And look here.
Oh boy, what's that?
That's the sweet corn. We'll peel it back in a minute and see whether it's yellow or not inside. The problem with that is that we've not had quite enough sunshine, I don't think, but we'll see. We've managed to grow potatoes.
That's a tuber, isn't it?
Yes, we eat the tuber on the potatoes. On the rhubarb, we eat the stalk, don't we? And the leaf, we've got to remember on the rhubarb, that one's gone all floppy because I've picked it. The leaf is poisonous, so we don't eat the leaf at all.
Oh, you've got some lovely onions.
We have. We've got loads of onions, and they are going to be stored through the winter. What's this? What do you think these are?
Green beans.
They are. We've finally got some green beans. And we've also got over here, look, some purple beans from the dwarf beans.
Yes, but they'll go green when we cook them, won't they?
They do. So we've got those. We've got, let's have a look. This is a baking apple. And you can tell it's a baking apple because it's a very unusual shape. They're not quite round, the baking apples, and there are hundreds on the tree to pick. We've got the tomatoes ripening. Look here. This is one of the big varieties, so that grows to a large salad tomato. And then we've got the little cherry tomatoes like this one, so they ripen when they're quite small.
Do I like tomatoes?
Beaky, we have this conversation every time, don't we? You seem to like everything. And look at this. What do you think this is?
Is it a courgette?
No, this one's a cucumber. And I actually had one before I went on holiday, and it tasted lovely this year, so that was great. We've got this, which amazed me. Look at the size of this thing.
Oh my goodness, what is it?
It's actually a courgette that's gone mad. It looks a bit more like a marrow, doesn't it? But it's huge, and that's grown just in the week. It was already started, but it's really gone big. I've never had a courgette that size before. Let's have a look. There is a marrow over here. This one's a marrow. They have a bit tougher skins, and they've got slightly different shape to the courgette. Let's put that one down. We've grown apples. These are eating apples, and we're going to go and collect all of those very soon. Look at these that I found this morning on the bushes. Some beautiful juicy raspberries. I absolutely love raspberries.
So do I.
Beaky, you're not having them. Okay, you can have some later. We've got beetroot, look, which we cook.
Do we eat the root in this one?
We do. We eat the roots on the beetroot and the carrots. We've even got some carrots. Look, some little baby carrots. Okay, some of them are bigger than that, but that's great because we didn't think we were going to get any. We've got pears, like this, off the pear tree. And we've got, let's have a look, what else have we got? We've got two different kinds of pears, actually. Ooh, we've got a cabbage here. Look at this one, a cabbage. That looks great, doesn't it? Okay, you have to get rid of all the old leaves on the outside that the caterpillars and the slugs have nibbled, but you eat the nice white bit in the middle. And then we've got curly kale. Look at this. Curly kale, which is a bit like spinach. It's a lovely purple colour. Have we got anything else? Oh yes, blackberries. And we're going to be going to get some more of these later so we can make some more blackberry jam. Which reminds me, we've had plums off the plum tree and strawberries from the strawberry plants, and we've made jams with those. And what else have we got? We've got one tiny little cauliflower there. They didn't work very well, but that's not too bad. And I think that's about it. What a harvest!
Yes, indeed, what a harvest! What are you going to do with it all, Mrs. Waters?
Well, we're going to eat it, Beaky, but some of the things have to be cooked and stored. Like the beetroot, for example, we'll probably cook that and put that in the freezer. We might make some more rhubarb jam so we don't waste any of that. The onions and the potatoes have to be kept in a cool, dark place. We'll probably cook the beans, blanch them it's called, and then put them in the freezer so that they're nice and fresh when we want them. And we'll probably eat the carrots for tea tonight. And we have to store the apples as well.
How do you store apples?
Well, one way is to put them in sand, or to wrap them in paper and keep them in a cool, dark place. So I've got some drawers and some shelves in the barn, which we're going to try and store them all on this year and see what happens. But that way we can keep eating it all the way through the winter.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We've got loads of sweet corn to come. I might even need to buy a new freezer, a bigger freezer this year. But we need the sunshine still to ripen the corn, which reminds me we said we'd have a look at it, didn't we? Let me just get the corn. If you just move out my way, let me get the corn. Right, here it is. Okay.
What do you do, Mrs. Waters?
Well, we peel back the leaves to see whether or not the corn inside is ready to eat. I hope it is. Oh, look, it's going yellow. This one is ready. The end never goes particularly yellow, this bit here, but you can see all the silk still inside. Oh, Mr. Waters will be pleased. He's been desperate to taste the sweet corn this year, and there we have it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Nice big pieces of corn, ready to boil in water and have with lovely butter and pepper on. So we need to get that taken inside and popped in a pan. Might even pick another one so that we've got one each. That looks great.
Can I have a bit?
Of course you can, Beaky.
Birds like corn.
I know you do. You like it when it's dry as well, don't you? And it's amazing to think that one little piece of that sweet corn, dried, next year will grow into those giant pieces, those giant plants which are producing the corn for us to eat now. The whole of nature's amazing.
It is. It's amazing. Ha! That's a joke, isn't it?
Why is it a joke?
Because maize is another name for corn. Amazing!
Very clever, Beaky, very clever.
What's that noise?
I think it's Poppy. I think she's coughing.
Why is she coughing?
Well, probably because she's been eating apples. She escaped from the field and got into the orchard last night.
Oh, hope she's all right.
I'm sure she will be. Right, let's get this lot put into the bucket and taken away to store. So I've brought you back into the greenhouse, Beaky, because there are just a couple more things that we haven't mentioned yet. And one of them's in here. Let me go and get it.
What is it?
You'll see. Here it is.
Oh boy, are they the chili peppers?
They are. And can you see how they've grown quite long now? We'll be able to start to use those in the cooking. And the lettuces in here, we've let them go to seed so we can see what happens with them this year. Last year we let the sprouts and the cabbages go to seed, but look at this. Look at that, it's got some little flowery things appearing on the end, so we'll have to watch them and see what they change into. Do you think they're going to flower?
Maybe, because the cabbages and the sprouts did, didn't they? Oh, have we grown any sprouts?
They're a winter vegetable, and the sprouts are still growing, and so are the leeks. What else have we got that's a winter vegetable? Oh, the parsnips, they're still growing as well, so we can't pick those until they're ready, and that'll be nearer Christmas. So we are now about 3 weeks from the end of summer, and there's one thing in the garden, Beaky, that's already showing signs of wanting to go to sleep. We'll go and have a look at it. Right? Let's go.
Oh, look, Mrs. Waters. The snapdragons look fantastic, don't they?
They do, and right next to them is what's called the borage. Do you remember us planting that from seed, Beaky?
No.
Well, we did, and we weren't sure what it was going to look like, but it looks to me as if it's going to have some pretty pink or purple or maybe even blue flowers where your beak is there, where those little buds are. That's the borage. And the pansies are still going strong. Look, the yellow ones next to them. It's still all blooming, and lots of the flowers will bloom all the way through the summer, right into the autumn. There's some more pretty snapdragons or antirrhinums with another borage in front. Let's go and have a quick look at the anemones.
Anemone. Enemy.
No, not enemy. Anemone.
Anemone. Is that the name of the flower?
Not that one. Let's go and have a look at it.
Righto.
These are the anemones.
They're pretty, aren't they? I like all the little yellow bits on top.
Yes, all around that green bit, there's tiny little, they look like matchsticks, don't they, sticking up with a little coloured bit on the end.
What's that for?
Well, that's what the bees will collect off there to help them make their honey.
Bees make honey?
Yes, that's what they do. Lots of them. There's honey bees, but there's also masonry bees. They live in brickwork sometimes, or a bumblebee. There's quite a few different kinds of bees, and we have to look after them because some of them are endangered species.
What does that mean?
It means that sadly they're dying out. So we've got to make sure we plant things that they will like to help them stay alive.
Where do they go in the autumn?
They hibernate.
Like hedgehogs?
Yes, like hedgehogs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you do now.
Cool, look at the gladioli.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? There's this one that's got 2 colours on it, and we've got a red one. You never know what you're going to get. That one's a peachy colour, and a beautiful yellow, and a white. And they are just lovely, aren't they?
I like them.
So do I.
But not to eat.
No, we know that. Right, Beaky, we've reached the tree which is showing signs of autumn. If we look down on the grass, you'll see there are lots and lots of little bits of leaves. And that means that this tree is starting to shed its leaves.
Shed its leaves? What does that mean?
Just means it's starting to lose them. This was one of the first trees to open in the spring, and now it's one of the first trees that's showing signs that it wants to go back to sleep for the winter. And it will take all of autumn for this tree to go to sleep. All the leaves will fall off eventually, but that is the first sign that summer is coming to an end.
Oh dear.
Well, it'll come back again next year, when it hasn't finished yet.
Look, Mrs. Waters, the grass grew a lot while you were away because we had lots of rain.
It has grown a lot, Beaky, and I need to get it cut, so it's time for us to stop, really. Just one last thing. Let's look at the standard rows, because all the flowers have opened while I've been away. Isn't that amazing?
It's beautiful.
Right, I better say goodbye to the children. Bye, everyone. See you next week. It's nice to be back. Bye.
Bye.